another collective energy reading. So now I'm just setting up. We're going to get into the reading. I don't know what it is about these shorts and these pants, but yeah, it's the weekend. It's getting on my nerves, but we're going to get into it. Holy Spirit, what messages for the collective they need to know? Ooh, so the first card I got is divorce, broken commitment, and opportunity for growth, okay? So this could be someone that maybe you broke up with somebody. Ooh, we got Continent by Nige Boy. Oh, I think about you sometimes. So maybe you could have broke up with somebody and they've been thinking about you. For someone, you're being called to practice guided meditation. Maybe you could be the individual that could be thinking about somebody that you broke up with. Romantic fell on top of I think about you sometimes. So there's definitely an individual that, hey, there definitely could be an individual that like they think about you sometimes, and it's like in a romantical type of way. But since we got divorced, this could definitely be an individual that you walked away from, or this could be you. So take it where it resonates. We got Conceited by Remy Ma, and then an unexplainable shift in your consciousness and awareness. So I could be talking to someone where you felt like a shift in the energy, like maybe it's like a new feeling for you. It's definitely not giving like karmic, but we're gonna get into it. Okay. All right, so I'm gonna shuffle up a bit and we're gonna get into the message with some tarot. All right, Holy Spirit, what about this energy? Ooh, that came out fast. So yeah, so with this divorce energy that came out, we got Judgment. Okay, so there's definitely a situation that is under judgment, or you had called judgment over something. Okay, since we definitely got Continent by Nige Boy, that song is definitely significant. So if you don't know this song, is the artist is Jamaican, and he's pretty much talking about like he got girls in every continent, like whoever it is kind of like a playboy type of energy. So it definitely could be a Libra that is in this player type of energy or whatever. Maybe that could be why you broke off the commitment. For you, you could be someone that has called judgment on a situation. You walked away from something because it's pretty much like you walked away from something for your betterment, right? What else, Holy Spirit? Yeah, with this 2 of Wands. So you definitely could have walked away, especially when it came to using your choices, right? You wanted to discover your potential, and maybe you felt like whoever this was could have been holding you back in some type of way. So that could be the unexplainable shift in your consciousness, as to where like you walked away from something and you know woke up in a higher energy, a better energy, like yeah, it's time to move on, like we not doing that. Conceited by Remy Ma could definitely be how other individuals are viewing you, as to where there could be individuals that are viewing you like they see this shift in you, right? They see this change, and especially the way that you're aware of things. So you definitely could have spoke on something like, yeah, like it's not that, like you called something out for what it was, right? Hey, what do you need advice on? Yeah, with this Magician card, you definitely are someone that like you stood in your power when it came to something, and it definitely could be this energy of you calling judgment on something because you're like, I don't like that you did that, right? You're telling someone like, I don't like it. Maybe you could have been letting somebody know like the choices you're making, that's what's leading to whatever is going on in your life. Like it's definitely giving the energy of letting somebody know like this is not okay, right? You definitely call judgment on something. Yeah, whatever it is, it definitely has led to a lot of good karma for you. Okay, this Wheel of Fortune energy, whatever it is that you could have spoke on, walked away from, like whatever decision you recently made, and it was a big decision, right? Because you felt that shift in your energy. Whatever it is, it's leading to your Wheel of Fortune. It's definitely leading to something great to come towards you. What else? You said what? Secretly downloaded TikTok because my parents don't let me, and this person texted and asked me for exclusive pictures when I'm too scared to tell my parents. So you're a minor, so you shouldn't you listen to your parents, okay? Because my videos are for adults, so you shouldn't even be on here right now. So I'm gonna go ahead and mute you. Alrighty. Alright, what else, Holy Spirit? Yeah, with this Emperor card, you're definitely someone that is great at setting boundaries, okay? You could be an authority figure, right? You could be a father figure if I'm talking to a masculine. If I'm talking to a feminine, you have a good balance between your masculine and your feminine energy, and it has you in this great space because every choice that you're making is leading to a lot of blessings. Hey, what about this Emperor? What about this Wheel of Fortune? Yeah, so you definitely could have walked away. King of Swords came out in reverse, and then Knight of Cups came out separately. So with this energy, the Knight of Cups fell underneath the Magician card, right? And right next to that is Wheel of Fortune. So it's definitely the energy of whatever change you made when it came to your romantic life, whatever that was, okay? Whether you went towards someone or walked away from someone, it's definitely led to something really good to happen to you. For someone, if you're masculine and you walked away from an energy that wasn't sitting right with you, it definitely helped to push you further into this divine masculine energy. If you're a feminine and you walked away from someone that they didn't really know where they were going, what they were doing, you get what I'm saying? And it's like they didn't have no plan. They was just doing stuff to just do stuff. That is definitely something that really led to this shift in you. Strength card fell right underneath the Emperor, so it's definitely the energy of you trusting yourself, and you trust yourself when it comes to setting these boundaries, keeping these boundaries, because you know that it's leading to a lot of good things. Aries and Leo is significant, so you could be one of those signs, or that could be one of the signs that you walked away from. All right, Five of Wands came out in reverse, so if I'm talking to a masculine, it's like you didn't want to have a messy end to something, right? You didn't want something to turn toxic. You didn't want something to, you know, just be a mess. So that's really good that you made that choice, whoever you are. Like maybe you could be doubting whether you did it. Yeah, with this Five of Pentacles, you could have walked away from somebody or a group or something, and you might have felt like, dang, like, did I make the right decision? Maybe I should have walked away. I don't know, because now I feel kind of alone or whatever. You made the right decision, okay? When it comes to feeling excluded, that is an energy that you can definitely transmute into something, right? So if you're feeling feelings of I'm by myself, you know, you might be feeling like secluded or whatever, that is a sign from God for you to go inward, okay? That is a sign for you to tap into that creativity that you got. You get what I'm saying? Start to write it. Like if the feelings become overwhelming, right? You might feel like you're, you know, you have a lack in some type of situation. You're being called to work on manifesting that energy, transmuting that negative energy into something positive, because it will lead to some type of abundance to come towards you. It definitely will lead to some type of forward movement for you. You're to go inward, okay? So if you're feeling secluded, if you're feeling like you don't have much of something, you're being called to really tap into that creative energy that you got, okay? Hey. Yeah, with this Nine of Cups energy, you're going to start to feel like a relief, okay? And it's a relief as to where you're gonna be, you're gonna like have more gratitude for the things that are in your life, okay? And that is really significant because, you know, things are expensive, life gets expensive, money flows. You get what I'm saying? And it's all about yourself on how you're going about it. So if you definitely are trying to manifest more of something in your life, right? You're being called to practice gratitude. Thank God for what you have and thank God for what is coming in, okay? That is the key to manifesting that abundance that you want, okay? What about this Nine of Cups, Holy Spirit? Yeah, I said, what about this Nine of Cups? And we got the Star. All right, so I definitely could be talking to an Aquarius, or you could just be in that energy as to where you're learning how to pray more, right? You're learning how to follow the spiritual guidance. You're starting to realize what is good versus bad, especially when it comes to your intuition, okay? Especially if I feel like I'm talking to somebody as to where you're kind of new to spirituality, or you could be like thinking back on situations that you had when you were new to this journey. You know, you're emerging as the star because there's individuals that are viewing you as this wish fulfillment. There's definitely individuals that are in your energy as to where they're kind of like watching in some type of way. It's not really given like a monitoring spirit, but it's definitely given someone could be what's that word, observing. Like somebody could be observing you. What they observing about? Confirmation. Yeah, with this Lovers card, so you could definitely have a Gemini that is currently observing you, or it could be individuals in your energy that are seeing you embodying this love type of energy, right? And it also could be the energy of like you I just want to like, I want to say solidify or something. I feel like it's definitely, let me see. What about this Holy Spirit with this Lovers? Yeah, I'm not making that up. Somebody wants to speak their truth to you, or you could be someone that is speaking your truth, walking in this truth, especially when it comes to the things that you're committing yourself to. Okay, so it's heavy on the self-care, self-love. You know what I'm saying? You're working on yourself. Like for somebody, you could have tunnel vision. Like you could have walked away from something and you're focusing inward. You're focusing on yourself. Like, this is what I want to do. I have hopes, dreams, and desires, and this is what I'm manifesting into my life. Okay, that's a really good energy for you to be in. Okay, that is inspired type of energy, right? You're living your truth. You're seeking the truth, especially about yourself. You're no longer worried about what somebody else is thinking, or what somebody else is doing, or what somebody could do if you did this, that. You're doing and you're moving at your own pace. And that's a really great space for you to be in, because the Hierophant is a leader. Okay, the Hierophant is someone that is, pretty much the Hierophant is the male version of the High Priestess. Okay, so I definitely could be talking to a masculine that is stepping into that divine masculine energy, as to where you are breaking free from traditions. You could have individuals that could view you as a rebel, but you're pushing out the negative aspects of it. What about this Hierophant? Yeah, with this Nine of Wands energy, I said, what about this Hierophant? And we got Nine of Wands. So there could be an individual, like maybe you could be feeling a little bit exhausted lately, and it's because you're ruminating. Like you're thinking a lot about like your path on what you're doing. Okay, don't micromanage yourself. Okay, especially when it comes to your healing journey and the love that you have for yourself, and how you are going about your life and how you're doing things. Because an opinion is like an asshole. Everybody got one. Okay, there's always going to be an individual that is going to speak, say something, whether it is high vibrational or low vibrational. Somebody is always going to have something to say. And what I like to tell people is that as you're excelling in your life, right, as you're expanding, as you're, meeting your goals and things like that, you're gonna have a little bit of pushback. It's always gonna be somebody that's talking shit, but you're being called to pay attention to the individuals that are supporting you, the individuals that are high vibrational. You get what I'm saying? The individuals that want the best for you. Okay, don't focus on the people talking shit, because they always gonna talk shit, right? Because you have a lot of things that you want to do, and it's individuals that want to trick you out your spot. It's individuals that don't want you to do better than them, right? It's individuals that don't want you to achieve more than them. So of course they're gonna talk shit, because they want you to be insecure. But when it's individuals coming at you where they're trying to make you feel insecure, that's when you know that you're doing something right. Okay, the enemy is not gonna attack you if you're not on shit, if you're not worth shit, if you're not this, if you're not that. They're gonna always try to get your confidence first. Okay, that's why it's prevalent that you believe in yourself regardless of what someone is doing, right? You're believing in yourself regardless of what your bank account looks like, right? Even if you're not meeting every single goal, if you're meeting one goal a day, that is enough, because God is seeing that you're doing the best that you can. And that's all, that's really all this is about. I'm kind of tripping up on my words a little bit, but we're gonna get into it. Yeah, with this Four of Pentacles energy, it's like someone wants to have control over your dreams. They want to have controls over like your outlook on how you're seeing things. You could be someone that has a very optimistic outlook, or you could be positively participating in social media. And when I say that, I could say someone like maybe you post on social media and your content isn't toxic. Your content isn't like perpetuating this low vibrational bullshit that's kind of the trend. You get what I'm saying? Keep doing what you're doing, because for somebody I'm talking to, you're definitely going in the right direction. Somebody could be seeing 1010 a lot. That could be significant. Maybe you're born in October. Yeah, Queen of Cups. You caring for yourself, choosing yourself first, believing in yourself, especially when it comes to your emotions, right? That is something that's going to lead to a lot of something to come towards you. Seven of Cups is next to the Lovers, so it definitely could represent some type of love, some type of bond. What about that? Yeah, King of Cups, Temperance. So I definitely could be talking to a masculine that is a Sagittarius, or I also could be talking to someone as to where you have a lot of emotional stability, okay? I don't have social apps, just YouTube. I mean, YouTube's kind of like social. It is social because you have comments, you know what I'm saying? If you post, There's definitely that energy of being perceived, but it could also represent like your job or individuals that you could be around, even just in passing. Okay, so definitely take it where the message resonates. Okay, but just somebody that's working on your emotional stability, you really fostering that, being kinder to yourself, and it's heavy on being kind to yourself, because you could have been somebody as to where you are your biggest critic, and it's like when things go good for you, you nitpick it. You can't do that. Okay, you can't nitpick everything that you're doing, because it's like you're setting a standard of perfection and nobody can reach that perfection. Okay, remember, the last perfect being that was on this earth got strung up on the cross. So that's to tell you something. Okay, if you're striving for perfection, you're always going to be let down. Okay, so the goal is to do the best that you can every single day. And I know that it's hard to get out of that mindset of like nitpicking yourself and, oh, this is not perfect, or you gotta do it. You gotta do the work, and it has a lot to do with your heart chakra when it comes to the love that you're showing. Okay, what else was it? Yeah, Ace of Pentacles came out on the side, so there could be an individual that could be, ooh, ooh, there could be an individual that wants to offer you some type of opportunity, and it's an opportunity for you to show the Most High how emotionally stable you are. So the energy surrounded this, especially because Ace of Pentacles came out on the side, it could be someone trying to test your boundaries. What about that? Somebody might try to come towards you and they might try to test you. Okay, because you've been working on your healing, and it's like they want you to be under like some type of illusion that can stop your forward momentum, but it's not given that it's working. You could also have had a dream. Maybe you had a dream recently as to where like someone, like you seen that it was something funny, but you definitely clocked whatever that was. Yeah, we got the Hangman and Seven of Swords. So it's definitely the energy of you let go of a lie, or you spoke up about some type of lie. It definitely could be the energy of you pausing. Like maybe somebody wanted to rush you, right? They wanted to rush you because they like, when it comes to low vibrational energies, they're gonna try to rush you. Okay, and that's the first sign to know that that's not some shit that you should be doing if they trying to rush you. Okay, remember that saying in the Bible, love is patient, love is kind, love does not boast. I don't know the rest of it, but I know those three. And it's important. Okay, so definitely for someone, even if it's someone that like you could be in a romantic relationship or considering a romantic relationship or whatever, like replace that person's name with love. And if that doesn't describe them, that maybe not be the person for you. Maybe they got a little bit more healing to do, right? It doesn't mean that they're karmic, but they might definitely have some stuff that they need to work on. Okay, and that's definitely resonating with me, because I am like, I used to be married, right? We share children, but we're not together anymore. So I'm working on doing a healthy co-parenting relationship. And it's like, it's hard when you're trying to be peaceful, when it's an individual that really is not committed to having that peace. Just do you. Keep doing what you need to do, because God is going to reveal everything, and everything is going to work out in your favor as long as you keep your heart pure, as long as you're being honest about it. Okay, because I've definitely dealt with, being rage baited and all this other stuff, but you got to make sure you're focusing on yourself. And I know it gets hard, and I'm not saying it like that shit is easy. No, sometimes I do get irritated, but what I'm not going to do is be toxic, because all that's going to do is fuck up the good shit I got going on in my life. You get what I'm saying? If you miserable, you could be miserable over there. You're not about to sit here and stir up low vibrational energies in me because you're miserable. You get what I'm saying? So that also could be resonating for someone. Yeah, what I just say, like, is someone, it's like maybe you want to work together with something and it's like they're blocking it, or there's an individual that could feel blocked from working with you in the way that they want to work with you, right? It's definitely someone, it's like they want things to go their way, but you're in this energy as to where we're not doing that. Like, is that, you probably say that, or maybe that's something that you need to say. Okay. All right. It's like an individual of someone that's trying to affect like the positive things going on in your life. It could be even somebody trying to affect your mood as to where you're not wanting to have a good time, or that you're not having a good time, but that is a lie. It could also be someone that could be speaking to others about like you doing things that you're not actually doing. Don't feel like, especially if you have individuals that try to make you feel like you gotta explain yourself. Like, you don't gotta explain yourself to nobody, especially a low vibrational motherfucker. Okay, remember that you have free will. You could do what you want, right? Especially in this journey, you chose to take the higher path. So continue to do that and stand on that, even when you get pushed back. Okay, because most of the time, especially the individuals that watch my messages, y'all be divine masculine and divine feminine. So it's like, it's always gonna be somebody that's trying to drag you down. If they dragging you down, that means they're already below you. Okay, walk away. Literally, Knight of Wands. I just said walk away, and then Knight of Wands came out. Okay, it's about the actions that you're taking. It's about what you're doing. You don't want to get swindled out of your blessings for some temporary satisfaction by going off on somebody. You don't want to put bad karma on yourself by reacting out of emotions. You get what I'm saying? You already have a good balance between your head and your heart. So when you do some shit, you be knowing you don't got no business doing it. You get what I'm saying? But make sure that you're not in that fuck it type of energy, because I can't lie. In the past, I used to be in the energy like, you know what, fuck it, I'm gonna let your ass have it. But at the end of the day, you know you don't be feeling good about it. Listen, Ace of Cups, you know that you don't be feeling good about it, okay? Especially for my people that you've gone through an ego death where it's like, nah, like in my heart, I know I don't want to do it. I could do it because I could hurt your feelings, because that's going to be your karma. But sometimes let God take care of that, okay? Don't make it your responsibility to bring karma to somebody else, because 9 times out of 10, it's out of ego. Okay, and you're aware of that. So remember that we are held to a higher standard, especially when it comes to God and what he does in our lives and the people around us. If you're focusing on your healing, you're focusing on moving with love, and somebody is coming at you with low vibrational energy, God is going to handle that. Period. Okay, God is going to handle that. All right? So it's not up to you all the time. Yeah. What I say? All right, for someone, you're being called to forgive somebody, okay? And the energy of this forgiveness, I'm not telling you to allow somebody back into your life, but you got to let go of that pain, okay? Letting go of that bitterness, that pain, that resentment. And it's not easy. Like I'm saying, I'm not telling you like it's easy to forgive, but it helps. I promise you, it helps with you moving forward. It helps when it comes to self-sabotaging. It helps with your emotional wellness, okay? And for somebody, if you definitely feel as if you're not able to express your feelings because it's something that you can't let go of, I recommend you get a therapist, okay? Like literally, it's not bad. And if you don't want to get a therapist, or you can't afford it or whatever, go to the library and get some self-help books, okay? Do that, some shadow work. Yeah, and that's a part of your legacy, okay? Because for someone, where you are right now is way further than the individuals that came before you, okay? So remember that, especially when you're standing in your divinity and when things do get a little hard, okay? Because you're still healing, okay? There's nobody walking this earth that is 100% healed, okay? But for you, it's like you're healed enough to know the difference between what you should do and what you shouldn't do. All right, so don't make a bad decision when you know that it's not a good decision. And I don't really like saying good or bad, but you get what I'm saying. High vibrational, low vibrational. All right, listen. Whoo, look at the synchronicity, synchronizing. All right, 6 of Pentacles is about giving and receiving the energy that you don't have to accept that negative energy, because most of the times when somebody comes towards you with some bullshit, it's because they want that energy exchange. They want that negative reaction so they can feed off of it. We're not doing that. We're not feeding demons. Literally. Queen of Wands, 4 of Cups. Somebody can have a feminine energy that is around them that is just, I don't know. It's like they're feeling stagnant, and they kind of want to, confirmation. They kind of want to project that onto you. So I'm definitely getting the energy of like, maybe it could be like a cousin or a friend, like definitely someone that you could have established some type of bond with, but you're realizing like the toxicity they have in their life, and it's like you're aware of why they're stagnant. You get what I'm saying? And sometimes, you know, we want to help others around us, but remember, you could bring the horse to the water, but you can't force it to drink. And that's when I say that is a fact. Okay, you don't gotta be Superman. And I know we be getting in that energy as to where we want to save people and all that. No, it's not up to you to save nobody. When you needed saving, you turn to the Most High, and that is exactly what you're to do with that individual. So it's somebody that's coming to you for advice or whatever, and you know you don't have that energy to give to them. Tell them to pray. Tell them to go to the Most High. Okay, because it's not up to you to heal these individuals, especially when you're still focused on your healing. You're still focused on achieving your goals and doing the things that you want to do in your life. So it's not up to you to save anyone. Okay? And that's really hard. Listen, the Hermit. So that specific message hit for somebody when it comes to a feminine or somebody that could be in their energy, right? I'm not even going to sit here and give an agenda, but we did get Queen of Wands. But whoever it could be, that you know exactly who that individual is. When I said it, that person popped in your mind. That's who you got to take some solitude from and have them turn to God. And when I say take solitude from somebody, it don't always mean cut them off, okay? I'm not just telling you to cut people off. I know that's not easy, but what I'm telling you is stop taking on another individual's burdens, because you got enough of your own shit to heal and your own shit to deal with. So don't take on somebody else's burdens. Listen, the chart, and it fell right on top of the Hermit card. So for somebody, taking some type of solitude is going to lead to a victory for you. And this could also be past energy as to where this is something that you've done and you've seen it, right? Hey. Listen, I ain't making it up. For someone, there's something new that you're going to go towards, and it's going to lead to a financial opportunity. So maybe it could lead to like a new job. You could be making money. You could be starting like a new business venture or something like that. But definitely this period of solitude is God having you go inward as to where you're seeing the things that you're passionate about, because it's going to lead to something very fruitful for you. What else? Yeah, with this 8 of Wands energy, maybe you could be, 1 second. What happened? Did you eat? Did you finish eating? Okay. Go finish eating. Zion, get out. Because I heard you come in here. Y'all always do this when I'm on YouTube. Listen, when I go live on TikTok, they won't be doing all this. I don't know what it is. But that could be significant, right? It could be the energy of like, y'all could be dealing with like distractions in this collective. Out. Get out. 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 Zion. Zion. Oh my God. Give me a second, y'all. Because I got to escort this child out of here. It's not funny. It's annoying. Like, it's not like I'm this person that be sitting on YouTube all day. Get up. Get up. Get up. Get up. Get up. Get up. Now. Get up.
Cut it off again.
Go downstairs and finish eat your food. Go. Go downstairs and finish eat your food. Now. Because it's ridiculous that I had to get up and escort you. Go downstairs and finish eat your food. Alright, I apologize, okay? Because I swear I'll be giving them a meal so they could sit and eat, so I could do this video for y'all in peace. Okay? They might come back. If they do, don't be mad at me. And if it bothers you a lot, I might not be the reader for you, okay? But like I was saying, you have some type of financial opportunity that you're going to be going towards, and it's definitely giving something as to where you're giving. So maybe you could be someone that, you know, like you're giving back to the community, and maybe you're going, like, maybe you're like thinking about doing like volunteer work. Maybe that could lead to some type of job. Okay, you could be someone where in your future you are going to be helping others, because that is a part of your path, because I definitely got giving. So if you're like, if that resonated for you as to where you're going towards some type of opportunity to do stuff because you want to give others, help others, that means that you're going to have abundance of something, so you're able to give back. Okay, that is actually a really good thing for you to do. Okay, so for someone, if that's something that you want to do and your finances really aren't like, how am I going to give or whatever, volunteer. Okay, and that could probably lead to an opportunity for you in like the field that you want to do. All right. We got 10 of Swords that came out. So there's definitely like an ending that you could have made. And it's like with this ending you made, it led to you to really appreciate the things that you have in your life. Whoever it is, maybe there was someone as to where it's like they could text your phone or like call your phone, and it was always like, it was like a stagnancy in them. It's like it was always something negative. Or maybe it could be someone as to where it's like you gave them advice, they didn't follow the advice, and they came back and complained about whatever, negative thing that could have happened. If you're dealing with that cycle, stop the cycle and don't give no more advice to whoever that is, okay? Because they're just like projecting negative energy and they want somebody to baby them. I'm not making it up. Close the cycle, okay? You stop answering, yes, that's the best thing to do, okay? And sometimes they get mad or whatever, but tell them they need to pray and you're gonna pray for them. You get what I'm saying? Because I'm talking to someone that has a really big heart, but sometimes individuals try to take advantage of that because you are a light worker. So just individuals talking to you, that makes them feel better, but they also have to put the work in as well, right? It's not up to you to solve, someone's problems, especially if they're not working for it or committed enough to working on that. You need your light, right? You're not gonna keep pouring into individuals that's not pouring back into you, okay? That's very significant when it comes to this spread, because you have a lot of, in my mind I heard abundance, opportunities. Like you have a lot of like things that are wanting to come to you, but you're like pouring into someone and it's like a cup with a hole in it. You're gonna keep pouring into it, and no, you need that energy for you, okay? And I'm saying that with as much love as possible, okay? I'm not judging you, because I've been in that space where I've poured into individuals and they just kept taking and taking, and then I got into a point where I was empty, and then it was like, damn, they wasn't even there to pour into me. You get what I'm saying? So reciprocation is definitely prevalent, okay? If someone, you feel like it's real hard to just keep going because of all you're giving to them, stop. Simply just stop. All right. For someone, you're on the last leg of your journey, especially when it comes to receiving some type of abundance. So maybe this could be, I don't know, a court case, right? You maybe could have sued somebody. You maybe could be receiving some type of inheritance. It's something coming towards you that's going to help you a lot on your journey, on your path. It's like assistance, okay? It's like something's happening that's going to assist you on your journey. All right? So this could be in the form of emotional, right? You're going to probably have someone in your life that is going to provide you with emotional fulfillment, like that give and take type of energy. Or it could be the energy of like maybe you're getting like a raise, or maybe you're like, I'm really good at this, and it's like you're really realizing how good you are at something, and you're like, you know what, I'm gonna monetize off of this, right? You can have a talent or something, maybe you share your talents and it leads to money, right? Because for some people, they're really good with social media, and if you're someone that has a hidden talent, share that talent, okay? Because even if you have a fear of being seen, you're gonna be nervous regardless. So share that talent, because it could lead to something great for you. All right, TikTok, YouTube, whatever, like it's a good platform, especially with TikTok, because your shit get on a For You page regardless. You get what I'm saying? And like, if you have a talent, if you have a secret talent, something that you do, try to put it out there and see if it's gonna work for you, okay? It's scary. Listen, when I did my first reading on here, I was extremely nervous. You could go back and look at it if you want. But like I was nervous, okay? I was so nervous, especially when I posted my first video. I was so nervous, okay? And that nervousness really didn't subside until I was like 500 videos in. Okay, I got like 500 videos on here where you could tell I was nervous. You could tell, but at the end of the day, it's like you got to do it. Rip the band-aid off, because you're gonna end up better and feeling better about yourself and about whatever it is, because you kept going. And that's the goal, is to keep going, okay? Don't let fear stop you from doing what you want, because sometimes we do get scared, sometimes we do get nervous, but even if you want to express that, you know what I'm saying? Like, you're not a robot. We all have feelings, okay? So just remember that. Because for someone, like, you always show up for others, and it's like you kind of got to focus more on like showing up for yourself, okay? And like I said, that is easier said than done, but keep doing it, and I promise you it's gonna lead to a lot of success for you, okay? It definitely will. Like, whoever I'm talking to, you're working on something. Be patient with yourself and keep doing it. Don't stop, okay? Don't stop. Be patient with yourself. Keep doing it. All right? What else, Holy Spirit? Listen, I'm not making it up. I'm not just talking to you. I'm not just saying shit. Like, literally. For someone, you have some type of new thing that you've been working on, you've been focusing on. Maybe you started a new hobby or something. It's something new that you've been doing, and keep doing it, okay? There's gonna be days where you're gonna be like, Confirmation. But keep going and keep doing it. All right. I could be talking to a masculine. I also could be talking to someone as to where you have like a budget, like you're budgeting or something. You're saving up for something. And it's like these monitoring spirits, these individuals that want to tempt you, these individuals that could be in devil energy, right? Those low vibrational folks, they're in their feelings because you don't look like what you've been through. And then also, it's like no sweat off your back with what you're doing. So you're not presenting as if, you are insecure. Like you might have insecurities, you might have fear of missing out, whatever it is, right? And you feel like it's showing all over you, and it's really not. Like it's really not. Okay. Yeah, with the Six of Cups energy, you definitely have individuals from your past that are looking at you, and this is the energy you're in. This is how you're being viewed, and this is who you are. How these individuals are seeing you is really where you are, where you love yourself. You are extremely talented. Someone is viewing you as extremely mature. Someone's viewing you as extremely successful. Okay, because success, it don't always equate to the amount of money that you have. You got to realize that you're abundant regardless of what you have. I had seen this. It was a tweet, not a tweet. I don't have Twitter or X. It was on Threads on Instagram, and the girl, she was like, I'm rich. My account just ain't caught up yet. So I'm gonna walk in that energy. Walk in that energy. Alright? Because you are abundant. Like literally. It's individuals walking around depleted that they might have a lot of money, but that's all the fuck they got. They be miserable. Alright? Remember that. With the Six of Wands energy, for someone, you're being called to share your voice, or someone could be expressing to you that they're proud of you. Like you're receiving a lot of deserved success as to where you're in the spotlight, but it's not a bunch of individuals that's watching your progress, watching what you're going to do. And it's like they might think positive, but they don't really say anything. You're going to have individuals that are going to actually express to you like that energy of like giving you your flowers, letting you know like, hey, like you're doing a great job. Like you're doing a great thing. Do you get what I'm saying? Because sometimes individuals not going to tell you how great you're doing because they might feel like, oh, I don't want you to get a big head. Or they could be like, I ain't going to tell them because that's just gonna make them more confident to do more. Like, that envious type of energy. Don't even worry about that. All right, because you have individuals that are coming into your life, or maybe they're already in your life, as to where they're showing you, giving you that validation, I guess. And I don't really like saying validation because it makes it seem like you're like dependent upon someone else giving you your kudos or whatever. You know what I'm saying? But for everyone, we're all human. It feels good when somebody acknowledges your growth. They acknowledge, how great you're doing, because it feels good to hear that. Okay? So I'm not going to be unrealistic like, oh, we don't need validation. No, we don't need it, but goddamn, I might want it a little bit. You know what I'm saying? But like, you're someone that's the way. You have a lot of individuals from your past that's watching you, but you also have individuals that want to pour into you as well and be generous with you. And those individuals might not be able to come forward until you release the individuals from your past that is pulling at your energy. It's like you have the energy of giving that's right here. It's waiting for you to get it, right? It's waiting. This energy of giving is waiting for, God is waiting to give you these blessings and this abundance. But you have individuals from your past that you're pouring into. So you're not able to build on that energy to receive these blessings because you're giving so much of your energy right now to another individual. That's why God wants you to pour into yourself so you can receive the blessings that are waiting right there for you. All right, because can't nobody take it from you, right? The only thing that's delaying these blessings from coming is from you pouring into individuals that you know don't deserve it. Okay? Yeah. With this Page of Swords energy, it's definitely, that was your confirmation that there's definitely an individual that is curious about you in your spotlight. Maybe they could be like curious about like how you receive some type of success or how you're able to do something, even as simple as healing. Like somebody wants to know like how do you do it? And it's God. Tell them that. Maybe somebody might come towards you and ask you, hey, what else? What about this Page of Wands? Yeah, it's somebody that is like, they just want to know. How are you able to heal from something, or how are you able to walk in this light that you have? And it's nothing but God. But it's because you're in this energy of having morals and values, and that's not something that's common. So when an individual sees you and they see that you're beautiful, and you're beautiful on the outside just as well as the inside, they sometimes do wonder like how. Let them know it was God. I prayed, I went through a hard time and I prayed, and God got me out of that hard time, or God is getting me out of that hard time. You get what I'm saying? Like, show that, okay? Because you part of the 1%, right? 1% of individuals actually go towards God, have faith in their future, are, interested in embodying love and expressing that love. That's not common. People have masks and stuff like that, but it's like, be proud of where you are in your path, because the point is to move in love. The first step is love. The first step when it comes to your healing journey is that self-love and that confidence, okay? Because when you love yourself and you have confidence and you go towards your passions, it will not fail, and it will not fail. So walk in that power, even if your bank account don't match. I gotta tell people all the time, like, it ain't about what you got, it's about what you have. Because the shit that you have, money can't buy. You built that shit brick by brick. Okay? I don't even know where that came from, that brick by brick, but I don't know, it does something to me, like, cause for real, that's how I feel my own journey. Like, what? I built up my self love and my confidence brick by brick. The first time I sat in the mirror and did self love affirmations and said, I love you, you're beautiful, I cried because it made me sad, because I did not see that. And when I kept doing it, I started to see it. Okay, like literally, when you look in that mirror and say them self love affirmations, you're pouring that love into yourself. Okay, like literally, like for real. What about the Seven of Pentacles? Somebody could be waiting on something. Somebody could be like waiting to it's like you're waiting to just wake up with all the self-confidence in the world. You got to work on that. You're not just going to wake up. Like, yes, we do have times where we go through that spiritual awakening where we wake up, we have renewed energies, you're exhausted, and you wake up in a whole different energy. But when it comes to building up your confidence, you can't just wake up. You have to build that into yourself by practicing self-care, self-love, pouring into yourself, okay? Like literally. Thank you. Same to you. For someone, you are achieving a lot of balance, especially when it comes to standing on business about the individuals around you having morals and values. Okay, remember, if you accept somebody into your life that's really not on the path that you are, and they're like, being low vibrational, that energy is not, it's not the best for you to have in your life, because it is draining. Okay, it's very draining. And I had to learn that. I had to learn that the hard way. Okay, like for real. Absolutely. I love that saying, perfectly imperfect. Like literally, we are perfectly imperfect. What makes us beautiful are our imperfections. So don't get down on yourself, especially if you look in the mirror and you just want it to be perfect. No, it's not always like that. Okay? You got to see the beauty in your flaws, pretty much. Yeah. For someone, you could have had some type of conflict that happened to you recently, and it led to like a new beginning for you when it comes to your outlook on the situation. Okay, because somebody wanted you to be in conflict. They wanted to like have you walk into it, or have you feel as if like a situation was kind of like a double-edged sword. But that probably made you realize that I'm more optimistic than I thought I was. Like, you could be someone, like, you thought that you had a negative outlook, but you realized that it was just a negative, individual around you. So that's really good. That's your discernment picking up, right? You're building up that discernment. So give yourself your flowers for that. I always tell you, give yourself your kudos, for real. All right, because when it's like when you walk in your power, like, it's nothing like it. When you love yourself and you're proud of yourself, it's nothing like it. It don't matter what nobody say to you, whether it's negative or positive. Like, you still got your head high regardless. Like, regardless. Yeah. With the Six of Swords energy, someone could be watching you and looking at how you're navigating through conflict, and that literally could be the individual that tried to bring it towards you. Somebody could have somebody, they're kind of obsessed. I'm not going to hold you. Somebody somebody could be maybe you. I could be talking to somebody as to where you're always running into somebody, or you're always noticing somebody watching your content, and it's giving like they don't even follow you, but they always popping up in some way somehow, right? You know how TikTok has the thing where people look at your page and like you could see who looks at your page. This individual probably don't follow you, but they always in your views every day. Block them. I did that. I had somebody that went to my page every single day and I blocked their eyes because what are you looking at? You're not even following me, Bookie. Bye. With this Justice Page of Wands, somebody has like a Libra, or you could be a Libra, as to where you are discovering something new about yourself creatively. So it could be with, how you're presenting, if you're somebody that, you're very artsy. I'm definitely giving like an individual that's kind of artsy, right? Maybe you design clothes, or like, I don't know, like you do stuff like that. Or maybe this could also be the energy of like, maybe when you were a child, you used to love those games where like you put clothes together and stuff like that. And it's like now you're getting back to that. Okay, that's a sign that you're healing your inner child, especially when you start to think back on what you like to do as a child, and then translating that into your adult life, and it will lead to a lot of success for you. Okay, that means that you are healing your inner child. Yeah, you're in this harmony with your inner child, so that's really good. Okay, because that's the hardest, like, I'm not, for me, that is the most intense journey, is when you're healing your inner child. And I promise you, it's gonna get easier. Okay, it's gonna get easier. All right, so don't get overwhelmed if it moves kind of slow. All right, it took me probably like 6 months of doing inner child healing for me to not be all emotionally driven in it, as to where I was feeling, bad for myself or whatever. Okay, yeah, there's an individual, it's like they were certain that there was going to be some type of power struggle. Like somebody could have been certain that there was going to be some type of problem, okay, that you were going to bring, right? Maybe somebody gave you information and they was like, I know this is the thing that's going to make them snap. I know this is the thing that's going to, crumble or whatever, make them not have hope or whatever. And they're seeing that, like, it kind of led to a time moment in them when they realized, like, I really need to check myself, because why was I doing that? Why was I trying to, make them feel like, what did they do to me? You get what I'm saying? Like somebody's realizing that they need help, like real shit. Yeah. It's somebody that could have gave you a lot of anxiety, or your intuition let you know that you were like something that was like, it was like something keeping you from making some type of decision, like for sure, making the decision and sticking to it. And somebody could be realizing like it was just anxiety that had you feeling that way. Yeah, you're self-aware. Okay, and that is also something that is very rare for individuals to be self-aware. Okay, sometimes individuals are delusional, they know they're delusional, and they don't give a fuck, they remain that way. Okay, so you could have had a point in your life as to where, you did things right, and then you're looking back on it like, oh, maybe I shouldn't have did that. It is what it is. It happened. It was the past. You move forward from it. You healed from it. You evolved from it. Okay, so don't get down on yourself or who you could have been in the past, because every step that you take forward is a step forward. Okay, so don't demonize yourself for whatever could have happened in the past. Okay, everybody has a story, a hard time. Everybody has something that they look back on like, if I did this would have happened. But you don't get caught up in that cycle. Okay, because you're working on your future. Okay, it's always gonna be woulda, coulda, shouldas, but it's the past. All right, and I'm not saying it like it's easy to get to that point. Okay, I'm not saying it like it's easy to get to that point, but keep doing that work so you can get to that point, because it will happen. Okay, yeah. So there's somebody that is going through a tower moment, and maybe the transition could be they're transitioning and realizing who you are and in your energy, as to where you're not fucking around, right? You're in this energy as to where you're not fucking around. Like you're setting these boundaries. If you don't like it, this is what it is. Like, keep doing that. Yes, it's gonna be people that's mad. Yes, it's gonna be people that feel away. But at the end of the day, like, that don't got shit to do with you. You feel me? You're following the Most High's guidance. Keep doing that. They'll get over it, hopefully, right? Hopefully they'll choose to heal. Yeah. With this High Priestess card, I could be talking to someone as to where it's like you have a lot of wisdom, and now you're starting to share that wisdom. So this definitely could like resonate for someone as to where maybe you used to be in friend groups and you would kind of dumb yourself down in order to fit in, and now you're getting used to like not doing that. You know, like fully standing in your power, because it's like you can't be insecure because I'm being me. Like, share that intelligence, do what you do. All right. There's this energy of you having like a lot of confidence because you're in harmony. So there's always a hater in a bunch. I don't know why I keep having to reiterate it, but maybe somebody really need to hear it. So I'm gonna get the message out, all right? But like you in harmony, right? And you believe in yourself. A lot of individuals have a mask of have a mask of like egos, but whole time people be so insecure. So when somebody that is insecure, but they have a mask of not being insecure, and they meet somebody that truly is being themselves, truly is living in their truth, they sometimes get jealous and sometimes get envious. That don't got shit to do with you. Keep doing you. All right? Because sometimes instead of being inspired, they choose to become a hater. And that's a reality. You get what I'm saying? But don't try to force somebody to be right. If they don't want to do right, let them deal with that shit on their own. Okay? Because when you was doing whatever you was doing, you didn't have nobody trying to force you to be right. Right? You woke up one day and used your free will and you chose to heal, right? You chose to do that. So the other people have that same option. You can't control what somebody else is doing. And you might really want somebody to do right and be right, but at the same time, like, I'm the type of person, I'm gonna speak on it. And I can't lie, I'm still that person where I speak on something once or twice. I'll give you grace. You feel me? But what I'm not gonna do is force you to treat me right, right? I'm not gonna force you to do better, live better. Like, that's not the energy, because it's gonna fuck you up after a while. Especially if somebody's consistently on bullshit, right? You've been consistently on your healing journey, right? You've been consistently been showing God every day through your actions that this is your path you chose, and you recommit yourself to God every day, right? They got to choose that too, right? It takes 2 weeks to build a habit. So, all right, yeah. I'm talking to someone as to where you are a light worker, and you probably hear that, like, what is a light worker? A light worker is someone that at the end of the day, you find something to smile about. You find something to laugh about. A light worker is somebody as to where it's like when you laugh, your laugh alone can make somebody laugh. You probably somebody that when you smile, individuals love to see your smile. You're somebody that when you come around somebody, you make them feel like better. You make them feel like, you know, shit ain't that bad. You know, it's like you give people hope. That could be the energy of whoever could be, around you, or because it is, with this energy, my eyes keep going back to the 6 of Wands. So you're definitely someone that is in the spotlight in some way. And when I say in the spotlight, it doesn't mean that like I could be talking to someone where you probably have like a network or something with a lot of individuals that look up to you. I could be talking to someone, maybe you make music or something and your shit starting to pop off, or it is popping off, or whatever. Just make sure that you're remaining focused on the things that make you passionate. That's really all you gotta do, because you're really a light worker. And the enemy, like when you in this energy, you're gonna be tempted. You're gonna be tempted to like fuck that up for yourself, because the enemy wants it to be fucked up, and then also for you to get down on yourself and depressed, and that downward spiral. But that's why it's always prevalent that you stay high vibrational. And you're gonna meet a point in your journey where it's gonna be more effort to remain high vibrational, but you're also gonna have points in your journey as to where it's gonna be effortless. Okay, that's why I say continue to do the work. Hey, yeah, all right, because you're divine. Like literally, you're a divine being. Whoo. We got the Death card, 10 of Cups, Ace of Wands. All right, everything that you're doing is leading to this fulfillment, this joy, this happiness, the things that you want to come into your life. Like, it is something that is being manifested into your life at this time. Okay, so make sure you're focusing on the high vibrational aspects of it, because if you're focusing on the negative, I'm sorry, it's gonna bring that negativity back to you. But if you're focusing on the positive, I promise you, you don't got nothing but good coming towards you. And I'm not trying to feed no delusion. This is real life. Y'all see me shuffle these cards. I'm not over here picking and choosing. Like, this is the energy. And it's where it's like you're feeling inspired to do something. And it might be a little bit of anxiety that's keeping you from doing it, but just do it. Okay, pull the band-aid off, do that shit, because it's gonna lead to the best thing for you. Okay, I've healed a lot of wounds and stuff, like in myself, like especially with traumas and stuff that I'm working on healing. I've healed a lot of that through coming on here and talking to y'all, because I'm helping y'all. And like I never could have saw myself doing this. And this, I used to do this with people in my life, but they weren't committed to healing. They didn't want to heal. You get what I'm saying? And it's like I tried so much until I was completely depleted, and I had a rough time from 2020 to 2023. I had a rough time for those 3 years, and I can honestly tell you that was the worst 3 years of my life. Okay, I didn't start my page until, well, posting on it until it was like a year. I'm going on a year and some change with having this channel. And through this year and a half, I've built up my self-confidence. I'm more confident within myself. And I know that I'm here for a reason. And for you, it's like God gives you these talents. God gives you these nudges and this motivation for you to keep going. For someone, do not stop, okay? Procrastination is a motherfucker, okay? I be procrastinating too sometimes, but you gotta keep going, especially when it comes to the things you're passionate about and the things that you always saw yourself doing. Okay, since I was a child, I always saw myself being a teacher, and I didn't end up a literal teacher. And now I know, like, it's in a different aspect, but at the same time, it's like I always knew what I was gonna do. Okay, even if it wasn't exactly how I thought. I used to think that, oh, maybe I'll be like a college professor or something like that, but I have kids, so I'm not doing that. But like it's nothing against nobody that's teachers, but that ain't my path. Okay, the only kids I want to raise is my own. But it's definitely the energy of you are on such a beautiful new beginning in your life, and it's prevalent that you set a good routine and do your best to be consistent. Okay, you're gonna fumble a little bit, but you're not gonna never not get back up. You feel me? It's always that energy of getting back up and doing what you gotta do, because it's individuals that's watching you, and it's individuals that want the best for you and don't, but focus on the ones that want the best. Focus on the Most High, because the Most High believes in you. That's why you got this blessing of this light. Not everybody has this light. Not everybody is a light worker. Not everybody's like eyes light up when they smile. Not everybody just, you know what I'm saying? It's oh my gosh. Cause the downloads I'm getting, I can't lie, the energy is really strong of like someone that really, like, they really fuck with you. And I don't know if this is someone that you're in contact with or like not or whatever, but the energy, even now, like I'm feeling like butterflies in my stomach. Like, you are so beautiful, okay? And if this is resonating for you, I promise you, like, if I could, I would give you a hug, because sometimes that's all we need, right? You're going in the right direction. Do not doubt this path. Do not doubt this journey, because you have so much success that's coming in for you. Okay, it's a lot of things that I want to tell you about what's coming in, but God wants it to be a surprise. Like, you're gonna experience joy, okay? But you have to take that step. It's for someone you kind of sleeping on yourself. Yes, you working on your healing and stuff, but somebody got something, a talent. Maybe you sing, maybe you rap, maybe you write poetry, maybe you could, write books, maybe something, okay? I don't know. It's something that you want to do. And there was somebody that you probably shared that with, and they kind of shit on your dreams, and it's like, that's because they was a big ass hater. They saw you doing it, okay? And that's why they didn't want you to do it. Okay, because sometimes you have a talent that they don't have. That's why when I say, like, when it's stuff that you really want to do and it's in your heart to do it, I promise you, share it with God. Okay, if you have something and you're so scared, right? You might have a lot of anxiety, a lot of fear about doing it. Like, girl, I hear you. I want to do it, but I'm scared. You feel me? I get that. Express that to God. Tell God, like, yes, I want to do this, Lord. Like, I see myself doing it, but I'm so afraid it's keeping me from going. Talk to God about that. Okay. The same way you call your homegirl or your homeboy or whoever and tell it to God. Okay. And for someone, you kind of been sharing too much of like what you want to do and your plans, and that individual could be envious of you, and that could be projected onto you, and that could make you feel a little bit insecure. So maybe chill with that. I love to tell people, move in silence. Don't let everybody see your next step, right? Tell them about it once you do it. All right, just work on it. Like for me, my YouTube was kind of incognito. Like, I didn't announce it or nothing. Like, oh, confirmation, like, I didn't announce my page or nothing. Even with people that I meet and stuff, like, I don't be telling them about my stuff, because if you meant to find it, you won't find it. Cause like people be hating, and sometimes, you know, with envy, they can't help it. Like, somebody could love you hella much, but they could still be envious. All right, and for someone, it's like you started something new, like you started doing something new, and you know it's gonna be very successful, and that's something that you see and feel. Keep believing in yourself, keep building up off that energy. Okay, whatever you're doing, keep building up that energy. Make your playlist, that song that make you feel real good. Make a playlist with a whole bunch of songs that make you feel real good. Okay, that is also a good way to, you know, keep that energy, especially when it comes to remaining high vibration. Okay, if you're someone as to where you have times where you feel kind of down, make a plan for yourself where those days, like, I know this day coming up, especially for my families, you feel me, like, set yourself up for greatness. Like, okay, this gonna be the days that I slow down and practice self-care. This is gonna be the days where, yeah, I'm gonna take that extra nap. This is gonna be the day where, you know, I just chill by myself or whatever. Okay, and for my people, I love to tell y'all this: when it comes to social media, if you see a video that you don't want to see and vibrationally it doesn't resonate with you, don't just scroll past it. Click that not interested button, click that don't recommend to me button. Okay, because that also lets the algorithm know, like, oh, they don't fuck around, they not playing. Okay, keep doing that. Okay, because for me, that, I realized I was having a trigger, and I was like, what's triggering me? And I realized it was my goddamn algorithm, right? Because most people, you know, be scrolling. We be scrolling a little bit, whether it's shorts or whatever. Like, if you see something that don't resonate with you, just put not interested or don't recommend. Like on YouTube, it has the option to not recommend something with the topic, and then it also has don't recommend this creator, especially with tarot readers, because I'll be watching some tarot readers on here, and sometimes I'll just not, like, put don't recommend for the whole goddamn channel, especially if it's something that I don't like if it doesn't resonate well with my spirit. Okay, practice this discernment, and you know, put actions behind you practicing this discernment. Okay, so I'm gonna shuffle up a little bit more, and then I'm gonna give you guys a few more messages, and I'm gonna get off of here. After I get off of here, I am gonna go over to TikTok and go live. When I go on TikTok, I am gonna answer some questions on there. So if you're interested in asking any questions, definitely follow me over to TikTok. Okay, when I get off of here, I am going immediately over to TikTok. All right, my TikTok is at Max Tarot. So if you want to go over there, I do interact more on there, so you can definitely follow me there at Max Tarot. And as soon as I get off of here, give me like 2 minutes, and I'm gonna go live on there for a little bit, and I can answer whatever question you have or whatever. Okay, but yeah, we gonna close out this reading now. Yeah, for someone, it's like you're working on something creatively. I could be talking to someone as to where maybe it's like you could be someone that it's like you're looking at how others are acting towards you. It definitely could be like family, as to where it's kind of like a social experiment when it comes to your family, because you're seeing like how someone could act different when you're in a higher vibration versus a lower vibration. And I definitely understand that. Okay, because I started to like see that pattern as well. Like when I would feel good about myself, individuals would treat me funny, but if, you know, they perceive me as struggling or sad, it was just a difference in energy. Energy never lies. Okay, look at that. Because sometimes people don't even mean to like respond in a certain way. Like, you know, if you tell somebody something good about yourself and they be like, oh, I love that for you, and you know, they, like, you could feel they don't mean it. 9 times out of 10 they don't mean it. Okay, because you have intuition, so don't doubt that. Okay, because every time I went against my intuition, I can't lie, it was always some bullshit. I'm not even gonna hold you. Every time. So yeah, like, for real, every time I did something I knew I ain't had no business doing, I promise you, God tapped me on my ass, and I felt that shit. Okay, so yeah, just make sure you're doing, you know, you're doing the right thing, even if you're the only one, even if you're going against the crowd. All right, because fuck it, who wants to be a part of the crowd? Like, you meant to be the leader of the pack. Like, you're not meant to be, you feel me, blending into the background. Like, you're definitely someone that is at the forefront. Okay, You also inspire others to believe in themselves as well. So continue to do that. Someone like you definitely have people that look up to you. I don't know if it's like a little cousin, maybe you have children, maybe you have, friends. Maybe you can have friends that are like a little, like maybe like 2, 3 years younger than you and stuff like that. Like someone definitely looks up to you in a good way, in a great way. And you are a great example. So continue to do it, even if you don't see yourself as that. All right. With the star, I'm talking to someone that you are a star and you're actually destined to be a star in the best way possible. All right. I always have to reiterate that, in the best way possible. You're going to build this abundance the right way. Okay. And it's going to be here to stay. Because you're not building your success off of the hurt and pain of like others, right? You're not hurting people to get ahead or whatever. Like you're doing the right thing. All right? And be proud of yourself for that. Ugh, I keep licking my lips. I'm trying to get out of the habit of licking my lips. Y'all finished eating? They trying to my kids be trying to be sneaky and I hear everything. They can't even whisper. And it's so funny to me because it's like, how you being sneaky? I just think that's so cute. Not you trying to be sneaky like I hear you. All right. So we're going to do some closing messages. And once again, if you want to follow me over to TikTok, you can. At Max Tarot on TikTok, okay? I'm going over there after this to go live for a little bit, okay? Yeah. There's definitely someone that could be, maybe you're feeling like a little bit stagnant in an area in your life. Okay, that could also be a sign for you to get up out of that stagnancy, for you to shake up that energy. Pay attention to the blessings that are around you. Okay, yes, there's things that are, frustrating or whatever, but focus on the things that don't make you feel that way. Okay, for someone, it could be regarding love. Okay, maybe you feel like, I'm in a period of solitude, but like I really do want love, right? That's something that's coming towards you, but I can't lie, like you have to, like, it's definitely the energy of like being comfortable on your own, because it might not be coming towards you yet because you're kind of a little bit like still codependent. Okay, and that's not to talk down on you. You just have a little bit more things to heal, so when love does come your way, you don't end up self-sabotaging it due to some shit that you could have healed when you was by yourself. Okay, when we're in a period of like solitude, you're definitely being called to go inward and focus on you. Okay, and most of the times that has to do with like insecurities, because that is a big sabotage, especially in bonds and unions and stuff. And then it also could be the energy of like codependency, as to where it's like you could want some type of love to come your way and it's because of what they could do for you. No, focus on confirmation. Focus on doing that for yourself. That was a crazy bird. That was a crazy yeah, I could be talking to a feminine, okay, a divine feminine with this Empress. Okay, you are on the last leg of your journey, especially when it comes to an energy that is so like it's like they're hell bent, like they're so like hell bent on shaking you, of like making you feel a way. It's definitely giving like somebody could be picking with you, or even it could be your energy. Like it's very odd. I'm not even gonna hold you. Yeah, 4 of Wands fell on top of the Empress. Somebody doesn't want you to have like harmony with another, and that's why they could be like pulling on your energy a little bit. 4 of Swords fell off the deck. So this individual, you're definitely in solitude from them. Okay, you're not around them, or you're being called to get away from them. If you like, when I said that, maybe you could be somebody that, I don't know, it's like somebody that shouldn't be in your life, but it's like maybe you're kind of holding on to it because of some bond. Look at what they're showing you now. Okay, it's not about their potential, it's not about what they could be or what they could do, it's about what they're doing now. Because that messed me up a lot in the past, because like I would always go off of a person's potential, but you have to go off of like how they're presenting. Okay, because like that, it really is all we supposed to go off of. And I don't know, like for me personally, like I didn't do that either. Okay, like yeah, the star card fell on top of, once you start seeing yourself as the star, that is when the harmony in your life is gonna come in for someone. Like once you really like get in that energy of admiring yourself, you know, romanticizing yourself, right? Like if you're someone that wants to manifest like love into your life or abundance into your life, like something as simple as washing your hair, taking a shower, and imagining you just washing off any negative energy, or washing off like trauma, you know, you're imagining it washing off your body and stuff, that also can help as well. For someone, you could also like look up the heart chakra. All right, look up foods that strengthen your heart chakra, look up colors that represent the heart chakra that you can wear. Okay, I know people think of pink, they assume that's heart chakra, but the color for the heart chakra is actually green. Okay, um I actually have a rose quartz here, and what's crazy is that I have so many crystals, but my kids play with them and they be all over the house. But this is over here, so this is a rose quartz stone. So you could probably get a rose quartz, you know, put it in the sunlight, put it in the room night, I don't know, put it on your under your pillow, on your windowsill or something. That could also help, you know, raise the frequency like of your heart chakra. You could hold it if you like to meditate. Maybe like I remember I had a point where like I had like a few crystals, and when I would meditate, like I would put the heart chakra specifically right here, because I had a lot of like things that were happening. Like remember I said I had 3 years of my life like that were really hard. That was my tower moment, that I really had to walk by faith and not by sight. And like I would meditate and stuff, lay down, go to sleep, and I would leave the rose quartz right here. And I swear I feel like I feel like it helped to like clear my heart. I was so heartbroken. Okay, I went through a lot, and I felt like individuals was just stomping on my heart. And because I had a time I realized like my best friend wasn't my best friend, like, and that hurt me. Like it really hurt me. And maybe that could be something that someone could be going through. But remember that you are gonna heal. Okay, yes, there's still scars, but you are gonna be healed enough to the point as to where you are able to have hope and like move forward and having like certain like situations, relationships and stuff in your life. And it does get hard at some points in times, but that's why God wants you to separate from focusing on bonds and unions and love, and just go inward and focus on you. Okay, and I know that's easier said than done, because we're not meant to like be by ourselves and stuff like that. But it's like at the same time, God put you in periods of solitude for you to really focus on you, take accountability for you, you know, when you allow things that you shouldn't have, and when you should have poured into yourself but you chose to pour into another. Like that is a hard pill to swallow. Okay, and you know, we go through it sometimes, but you're gonna come out better like on the other side, especially if you have a situation that made you really sad and it made you feel like really alone, and you could have like fought for it, right? You fought for the situation, and you probably was like, well, if I show this individual how much I love them, maybe they won't hurt me, and they still hurt you. And it's like, you know, you showing your strength is by walking away. And it's rough. It does get rough. I'm not saying that like that shit is easy. No, like I've had a lot of moments like where I felt like my heart was ripped out of my chest, like real shit. Like I have mommy trauma, daddy trauma. I was married, I'm not married no more. That hurt. You get what I'm saying? Like it's a lot that hurts, but at the same time, it's like you will heal from that, especially when it comes to healing from the pain of another, of healing from what you thought something would be, right? What you thought, like the potential of what something could have been, but start to look towards the potential of how things are going to get better and even greater, right? You're going to look back at this individual that hurt you, and you're going to look back and be like, I'm glad I walked away from them, because it led for me to have something better, to experience somebody that is going to truly love me, and I don't have to fight for it. I don't have to rip my heart out and hand it to them. And you know what I'm saying? Like that's the type of energy. Like you're choosing you, and that's the best thing you could do. And sometimes it is hard to walk away. Like for me, I struggled for a really long time because I was codependent. And when it comes to marriage, sometimes it's easy to become codependent in a marriage, right? But I chose to go towards my healing because God was guiding me to get away from that. And at the same time, I had to deal with the separation with my best friend. And it's like, shit like that hurts, right? Because I had to focus on that heartbreak. And I still had to deal with toxic mom, toxic dad. Like, it was hard. And I ended up just letting all that shit go. And I really went within. And it led to me being in a space as to where I could go to sleep peacefully and not have to worry if somebody's gonna do something behind my back or say something behind my back or whatever, whatever. You get what I'm saying? Like, you're gonna end up better at the end. Yeah, like someone is being called to get away from all this confusion and chaotic type of energy. Like, if somebody is confusing you, or if somebody is just bringing you a bunch of chaos, separate yourself from it. Okay, don't be in the middle of that bullshit. Okay, yeah, because it's affecting you emotionally. Like, it's affecting you emotionally. So if it's a situation that is affecting your emotions in a negative way, or it's leaving you confused, separate from it. And I know it's hard, but that's the best thing that you could do to heal your heart. Okay, you can't heal around the individuals that hurt you. All right, and I know that firsthand. Okay, when I finally made the decision to cut my mom off, it was like I realized with my mom, it was like a toxic relationship. Like, literally, it was like a toxic relationship, because it was the back and forth. And I had times where I cut her off and things went good for me in my life, and I had her back in my life, and she just emotionally fucked me up again. And I realized I had to stop that. You know, I had to. And you know, we're ingrained to, you know, be attached to our parents. We're ingrained to crave that. But I'm learning every day, and this is something I'm still working on. Like, I'm learning to, like, release myself from that hold, because at the end of the day, she's still a person, and she chose to do what she did. All right, so no matter how much I love her, she's not going to give me that same love in return. So I have to walk away. All right, and maybe somebody needs to hear that, because, you know, that shit is hard. See, Queen of Wands in reverse. This individual's like, they're arrogant, and they're kind of like pessimistic too. Yeah, and they're able to manifest like whatever they have through confusion and chaos. Like, they're not honest with themselves or people. Like, it's definitely giving the energy that this individual has like a lot of secrets or whatever. But the magician is stayed right here. So this is your energy. Okay, so you're heavily manifesting, but you got to stand in your power. Ooh, confirmation. All right, it's about the things that you're given to and the things that you're receiving. You see how the energy is going in circles? You're going to timeout, because what are we doing? I'm so glad when I put people in timeout, the message, the comment goes away, because no, that is so weird. And those be demonic. Those be demonic energies. Yeah. For someone, the more that you build your confidence and step out of your comfort zone, it's leading to abundance for you. All right, that's what these two cards mean. All right, the more that you walk away from what doesn't serve you, closing out of that cycle, that's leading to a lot of success and good karma for you. Every time you did something good for someone, regardless of how they responded, low vibrational, high vibrational, you planted that seed, and your blessing is always going to come back. Okay, that's why it's good to move with love. Okay, it doesn't mean to hug an individual that's trying to stab you. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying try not to hold on to the negative energy. Try not to hold on to the bitterness, the resentment. And sometimes it's hard, but make sure that you're expressing yourself in a way as to where you're just not choosing that side, right? Like, what else, Holy Spirit? Yeah, like, it's about remaining balanced with this Temperance card. Okay, and focusing on the bigger picture, which is your forward momentum, which is your blessings. Okay, because remember, every time you do something you're not supposed to do, it does slow down your blessings a little bit. It's not going to stop your blessings, because you're not going to take it that far, but it does slow it down a little bit. So just remember, even if somebody comes at you with negativity and they want you to respond in a negative way, remember, this is a test, and I'm going to pass this test. And every time I move with love and not hate, God is proud of me. God is going to bless me even more. Remember that and tell yourself that. All right? Because I am somebody that in the past, I struggled with anger. I struggled with anger issues, and I would blow up. Okay? And it did not help me at the end of the day. It felt good in a moment, but it did not help me at the end of the day. And honestly, I just make sure that I focus on loving myself and nurturing myself, so I don't have that feeling where I want to blow up or whatever. And I have things that frustrate me. I have things that, like, in the past it would piss me off, and now if it happened, like, I don't be feeling no way. Sometimes I laugh the shit off, and it's mainly because I know that is a fucking demon. Like, that anger is a motherfucking demon. It's low vibrational. Yeah, with this Queen of Swords energy, you're very protective over yourself. But just remember to be always be honest. Don't bite your tongue, but also don't do the most, especially in a low vibrational way. Like, cause we all, even with me, when I had anger issues, I always did have that second where it's like I could go off, and I did anyway. Cause I used to be that person. I was like, fuck it, you not doing that no more. All right, we getting older, and you don't want to end up bitter. Okay. For someone, you are healing some type of blockage. I don't know if it's the energy of, like, you felt like something was blocking your healing, or you felt like for you to reclaim your power, you felt like you were being blocked in some type of way. That is something that you're healing more and more, and it's through your inner child healing. Okay, because most of the time that voice that is in your head that's telling you, like, negative things or saying negative things, or this won't work, that won't work, that voice, it that be representing when you were a child, you had a negative ass adult around you, and that is the voice that's in your head. So remember that it's not you. Okay, it's a memory. Your brain remembers it. Okay, you might not remember it consciously, but your subconscious remembers it. That's why we're healing ourselves. That's why when it comes to healing, it has a lot to do with nurturing yourself. Okay, it has a lot to do with spoiling yourself, giving yourself that love that you didn't get when you really needed it. You're giving yourself that support. You are an individual in the now that you needed when you were a child. Okay, especially for my people that's parents, or you have younger, people that look up to you and stuff. Remember that that inner voice that they have is how you're speaking to them, especially in moments of adversity. Okay, so remember that, to be gentle with your inner child. And for my people that's parents, like, you're also healing your inner child by raising your children in the opposite of the way that you were raised. Okay, that you did have to heal from. All right. What else, Holy Spirit, in closing? Yeah, and for someone, realize that you're learning from trial and error. Okay, realize that this is your first time here. Okay, realize that you are a human at the end of the day. Sometimes you may slip up. That doesn't mean that you're undoing your whole healing journey. That just means that you're motherfucking human. You're not going to make the same mistake twice. Just tell that to yourself, especially if, something disappoints you or whatever. Yeah, with this Emperor card. And it has to do with maintaining a boundary. Maybe you wanted to maintain a boundary and you forgave somebody that you shouldn't have forgave. Okay, and that definitely is giving the energy. I felt like, with my parents, it's like I let them back in and they would just make me feel like shit all over again. I'll cut them off, let them back in, and I decided to stop the cycle. I just simply stopped reaching out. Right. And for someone, just maintain the boundary. Okay, somebody feels as though they can just come in and out of your life and treat you any type of way because they feel like you're gonna forgive them anyway. No, how about you? No, you know what I'm saying? Just cut them off. And that's easier said than done, but that's something that you real for sure gotta do. We all got free will, but, like, use your free will for something that's gonna help you in the future. They don't deserve to come with you on this journey, mainly because of how they acting now. Like, look at how they acting. Look at how they talking to you. They choosing to be like that. All right, they choosing to be like that, and it's because they're miserable. They can't look in the mirror and be proud of what the fuck they see, but you can. You sleep peacefully, even if you might, have a nightmare every once in a while, right? You know that the nightmare, it ain't God punishing you. You feel me? If something happens in your life and it don't go your way, you know that you're not being punished because you're divine. You know that the world is not perfect, right? And sometimes bullshit does happen, but you know that it's not the end of the world, right? Because you're choosing to do the best you can every day, and God will never forsake you. Okay, I feel like I say that every reading. That's why I said, like, it's about that faith. You get what I'm saying? Like, what it say? God got the, like, what? God will bless you if you have the faith of a mustard seed. For you, it's bigger than a mustard seed. Okay? And just remember that. Remember that you're divinely favored. Okay, even if your bank account don't look the way it is, even if you want something and maybe it didn't work out, God is always gonna make a way, and God is always gonna show you how much you're blessed and how much you're loved. But you have to appreciate these blessings that you have, and most of the time, it's about appreciating the blessing that you are. All right, it's all starting with self-love. Okay, if I'm talking to someone as to where you are new to the spiritual journey, it starts with self-love practices, self-love affirmations. That is the first step. If you try to go skip steps, don't skip steps, okay? Because you're always going to end up back at self-love. It's always going to be something that brings you back to self-love, okay? So start with that. All right, because in my journey, I naturally started like working on my self-love, and it helped a lot with my confidence. And when you build your confidence, you start standing on business, especially when it comes to walking away from things, right? Tell like looking at a situation like that's deaded, like we not doing that. I'm not, doing that. What about this new beginning, Holy Spirit? Yeah, for someone in the now, you're gonna be achieving balance when it comes to something that you've been kind of like, honestly, you haven't really been focusing on it. Like, you got to do it, but you haven't been focused on doing it. Okay, you're gonna start to achieve a lot more balance when it comes to that. Okay, but remember, the first step be the hardest, but you got to do it. Take that first step. Okay, whatever that may be for you. And for someone, that first step is setting a boundary with someone. I'm not making it up. And for some of you, it's like ending, right? Like I mentioned, like it's like ending something, walking away from something, because someone is distracting you, and you know that they're distracting you, but it's like it's low-key giving that you care more about them than yourself, and that's not even true of how you feel about yourself. But that's what this individual feels. That's why they're doing that, because they feel like you care more about them than yourself. Literally, it's a power struggle. Whoever it is, they have like a really huge ego. Okay, yeah, for some, maybe it's somebody that you're talking to, or maybe y'all talk sometimes, don't talk other times. It's that, let them choose the side that they're on. Okay, because somebody is playing. They're used to riding the fence, and they're having a good motherfucking time, just feeling like they having their way. And they're gonna get a reality check once you set the boundary and stick to it. I'm not making it up. That is gonna manifest you achieving this balance. That's your confirmation right there. All right, it came out 2 times. I went through this deck how many times? 2 times. All right, and it came out exactly the same way. Y'all see me shuffle. I'm not playing. Listen, we can't make it up. And I won't even lie to you. I ain't feeding no delusions. You know what it is. You a light worker. Okay? So always take the time to look at yourself in that mirror every day and tell yourself, I am valuable. I am loved. I'm worthy of the love that I desire. Okay? Remember that. You're worth more than whatever bullshit this individual is trying to do. Is definitely giving like maybe a toxic family member, like, we family. Them toxic families where they be like, we family. That mean I could treat you anyway and do whatever because we, hell nah. I don't gotta deal with no bullshit. Okay? For someone, you're really being called to stand in your divinity, because God don't like that. God don't like to see you struggling, all because you holding on to something that you know. Like, it should not be hard to love someone. It should not be hard to do good to someone. Okay? We are ingrained to do the right thing. It takes more effort to be an asshole. Okay, so remember that when somebody's being an asshole, it takes more effort to be an asshole. It takes more energy to be an asshole, because we all come here, we're all born innocent. But God gave us free will, and people use their free will to be an asshole. Okay? Your horizons are expanding, but stand in this divinity. All right? Focus on your grounding. For someone, maybe somebody could be like, how can I ground my energy? Maybe you could feel like the only way to ground is to walk on grass. No. You could ground yourself by drinking some tea, buying you a little plant, water that plant every day. For someone, you could wash your hair. That shower, that could be grounding as well. Maybe you could, when you wash your hair, you could play some frequency music or something. That's very helpful. But for someone, I'm definitely getting like the heart chakra. I'm actually gonna pull some chakra cards, and then I'm gonna end this and then go over to TikTok. So if you wanna follow me over to TikTok at Max Tarot, when I hop over here, I'm going on there. But I'm gonna pull some chakra cards for you, okay, so we can see what chakras need to be worked on. And it also has like affirmations and stuff in it too, okay. What else I said? And if you hear me talking about chakras and you like, girl, I don't know what about no damn chakras. There's frequencies that cleanses all the chakras at once, okay? Because I used to do specific chakras, and honestly, lately I just be playing all of them because it's too many. What else, Holy Spirit? Well, what for the collective with chakras? Ooh. All right, so we got the sacral chakra. So for someone, the sacral chakra is like down here. Okay, so that means that if it's an individual that you could be having sexual relations with, okay, and you know that you shouldn't be, that's the energy exchange happening with this sacral chakra. So to cleanse that sacral chakra is to stop having sexual relations with an individual that is draining your energy and making you feel low vibrational. Okay. We got a third eye chakra affirmation. I am insightful and intuitive. With these affirmations, you can say them in the mirror. You can say them, randomly, whenever. Okay, it's up to you whether you want to do it. You can write it down if you want. All right, and that'll help with your third eye chakra, building it up. Actually trusting your intuition. Okay, so we have the sacral chakra yoga poses. Mindful breathing with yoga poses can help release tension in the body and mind. Poses like bound angles, squat, goddess, and happy baby restore balance to the sacral chakra. I'm not gonna lie to you, I don't know what all these poses mean, but I know what a squat is. So if you trying to cleanse your sacral chakra, squat. Okay, a heart chakra affirmation. Love is my guiding truth in life. I give and receive love effortlessly and unconditionally. Okay, so that is an affirmation that you can say in the mirror. Okay, and y'all seen, this is all clarifying the tarot reading I just did, especially with this heart chakra affirmation, moving with love. All right, we got a we got a solar plexus affirmation. I make my own decisions with confidence and convictions. Okay, make those decisions you need to make. So whoever was resonating for that energy of, you want to cut something off but you could be a little bit afraid, or you could be a little hesitant about doing it, like, am I doing the right decision, or whatever, you are. Okay, so work on healing that solar plexus chakra. I make my own decisions with confidence and convictions. So if you've been struggling with making a decision, I definitely recommend that you say this affirmation, write this affirmation. I do, like, when I was working like real heavily on my chakras, I would get sticky notes and I would put those sticky notes around. For someone, if you've been kind of struggling with letting go, that's something that could be, or speaking up for yourself, right? Doing what you want to do, exercising your free will. There's a show, it's called Being Mary Jane. That is a really good show, especially when it comes to standing up for yourself, because the main person in the show, like, she had her sticky notes. I don't know what the sticky note said, but I feel like it says something motivational for her. And like, you could see her go through her life and her journey as to where, working through trial and error, dating and things like that, working with her family. There was some toxicity, but at the end, it like, you could tell it all worked. So somebody, you could watch that show if that's something you're focusing on. If you're somebody that is focusing on healing your sacral chakra, as to where you could be walking away from someone because they could be misusing you, or things of that nature, like you're healing that part of yourself, and you're in solitude because you're like not looking towards love or not wanting to date because you've been hurt in the past, I definitely recommend that you watch like shows like Sex in the City, like watch stuff like that. There's also this show called The Secret Life of the American Teenager, and I know it's like a high school type of show, but in that show it talks a lot about, like, there's a lot of things about like boundaries. There's a lot of things about like really looking inward in yourself, focusing on your goals when the shit that's meant to keep you down, where it's like individuals that try to keep you from your goals and stuff like that. So those are some recommendations. As I do more readings, I'm gonna start recommending things to you more with shows and stuff, because I have comfort shows that I watch and they've helped me a lot, like, in my journey. So I'm definitely going to share those things with y'all more and more. Okay, and then we also got balancing the heart chakra. The best way to receive love is by giving it. Being kinder to others can help to strengthen and open the chakra. What can you do each day to help those around you? Forgive old grudges and let go of the past. Confirmation. Okay, avoid being too critical of yourself and others. Compliment others and go out of your way to spread kindness and bring balance to your heart chakra. And especially with the part that says go out of your way to spread kindness and bring balance, make sure that when I say say go out of your way, I'm not saying to give all of yourself to another. This could also represent you walking down the street and maybe you and somebody catch eyes. Hey, have a good day. Like, I had phases in my life where like I started to do that because I had gotten a point of isolation as to where like I wouldn't speak to nobody or nothing, and I had actually pulled this same card, and I would just, when I would go out of the house and stuff like that, and individuals would catch my eye, whatever, I'd be like, hey, how are you? You know, how are you doing? You know, I hope you have a good day and stuff like that, or giving out compliments. Like, there was times where like I would feel really insecure about myself, and I felt called to like give compliments, and I would see other feminines out there, and I would just say, hey, I love your hair. You know, like, I love, you know, your outfit, or you look really pretty today. And I used to see the reaction as to where it's like I could tell like it's something that they like to hear. That's something that you can practice as well, because it also helps you as well. Okay, so definitely give love to receive love. Okay, but if somebody is giving you nothing but the opposite of love, okay, you can't pour into that. Okay, because they're just gonna drain you. Okay, and we don't want that. All right, so I thank you for watching. Okay, if you do want to follow me over to TikTok, when I get off of here, give me about 2 minutes and I am going to go live on TikTok and give some messages and then answer some questions if you have any questions that you want to answer. If you don't follow me to TikTok, that is completely fine, but just remember, any messages you get from me, always confirm it with the Most High. Okay, ask for your final confirmations from the Most High every time. I'm not gonna be mad. Okay, anything that resonated for you in my message, always take it back to the Most High for confirmation, and that goes for me and any other reading that you get. All right, remember that. All right, so I hope you guys have a good day, night, whatever it is for you, where you're at. All right, continue to live in love and light. Bye.